Afternoon, everyone. Discombobulated here. Wanted to share a jujitsu story and just talk about a couple other things this morning. When I had that job that I got fired from not too long ago, right next door was a jujitsu studio, and I'd been a fan of Jocko Willink and Joe Rogan for a long time, and they're always talking about jujitsu, and I'd always wanted to do it. And as I've mentioned before, like I have problems getting along with men, or just navigating the world of men, or just failing at uh, operating within the world of men. And I mean, I also failed in the world of women in other ways, but it's not the same. But anyway, so it was convenient. It was close by. I'd wanted to do it, and then I really thought that it would help me mentally and physically, But I really thought it would be good, And so I went to the first like tryout one, and I had a great experience. I didn't really think I would like, being that close to other guys and all that stuff. But we did like some calisthenics, which I liked, and then we did a lesson. When I was watching the lesson, it just seemed, kind of complicated. I was like, well, I don't know, and I'll figure it out with time. And even if I don't know exactly what the instructor's talking about, and um, so, wait, I'm kind of losing my train of thought here. Uh, so then on like the third class, so this was my first week, third class. Uh, the instructor, he showed us like this, some kind of an arm bar move. I forget the exact name of it. And so you get teamed up with different guys at different levels, and everything was going really good. And then I got teamed up with this one guy, but I thought that and I didn't really know how to roll. Like it was only my third time, and I didn't know, like, are we trying hard, or are we just supposed to kind of help the other guy learn? So, so you don't fight that hard, or, so I didn't really understand like the whole rolling thing yet, or how, so then I would sometimes try like really hard, like I'd be in a roll with the guy, and it was fun. So I would try really hard, and then I would get tapped out, and I would tap, and the guy would let me go. And I liked the whole process. I mean, the whole thing was really, really, really cool. I was really enjoying it. Okay, but this on my third time, I was rolling with a guy who I think was a purple belt, and I thought that because we were learning this arm bar, that we were supposed to kind of let the guy have your arm, so that he would be able to figure out like what he was doing and everything. And so we were in the midst of rolling, and I knew he had my arm, and I thought, oh, well, that's, he's practicing this move, so I'm going to let him go ahead. Well, next thing I know, something happens, and pop, I hear like a loud pop in my arm. And I was like, oh man, that can't be good, but it wasn't super painful. I later learned that that was a move called the flying arm bar, and which I didn't really know anything about, or what it was all about. But I went ahead and kept rolling that day, but I felt like something was kind of off with my arm. And well, sure enough, the next day my arm started hurting, and then probably the second day even hurt more. And it really bothered me, but just doing like a couple things, like say washing my face, or I'm a side sleeper. So, just doing this to like sleep in bed was somehow like super painful. So I couldn't get my arm comfortable anymore. And then I thought, well, I'm just going to try to keep going, and just kind of work through it, keep going to jujitsu, see if I can work through this problem. And uh, so I did. But then I found, like, say, during the calisthenics, we would have to do push ups, and then it super hard to do push ups. We had to do the backwards crab walk. And then during the crab walk, my elbow would be hurting like crazy. So I tried for another week, and then my elbow was hurting me at work. It was hard to put batteries in the wheelchairs, and it was just starting to affect me. And I was like, oh man, I just started, but I think I'm going to have to take some time off. So I didn't realize at the time that it was like that I had signed up for like every month. I thought I just signed up for that first month, and I was just trying it out. But so I didn't go back. I thought I'll take a couple weeks off. And then when the end of the month came, or the I got whacked again for another $150 for the, for the lessons. And I was like, oh, damn, I can't even go. And now I'm down 150, and, uh, so then I was like, wow, I really need to get back to it. I waited that couple weeks. I thought that maybe I'd be feeling better, and I kind of recommitted mentally. I went in and I bought this gi, which I'd always wanted a gi and everything. And I was like, oh man, I finally got a gi. I'm going to get committed. So the gi was $150. So, uh, but then I found that I just couldn't, like, it was just hurting during the rolling and then hurting when I was quitting the rolling. So I had to just quit. And it was like a really bitter failure for me. It was something that I really wanted for a while. I felt like it was really helping me, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. And then I just had this one weird situation that just, ruined it for me. And then, by the by, then I got fired from the job, and I was already having a hard time coming up with the 150 a month. Anyways, I had told them to put it on hold, and I thought I'll probably be able to make it back, but now even my arm's actually feeling better now, but I'm unemployed and I don't have the money. So I don't know. If you're gonna do jujitsu, I'd say you need to learn some basic rolling stuff first, like how, like, try to maintain a defensive position. Don't just let a guy practice on your arm, even though I thought that's what we were doing. So I just felt like I didn't know enough. And so anyway, that's my jujitsu fail. And now that I have this awesome gi that I paid $150 for, I feel like I don't want to throw it away. I don't really think I'll ever use it again. And that's the other thing. I was thinking, wow, now that I'm older, I'm 58, just having this one injury to my arm was causing me some complications and difficulty. And then I thought, if I do go back, what's the next injury going to be? And I don't have insurance. I don't have a job. I don't have savings. So if something else bad happens to me in the jujitsu class, I'm just screwed. It's like you need to be sort of rich to do jujitsu, or just at least have a support network in place so that if you do mess yourself up, you're not going to be screwed for life. So that's that. I'm still very depressed about it. When I put on the gi today for this video, I just was like, oh man, I really would like to go back, but right now I'm just caught up in the throes of being unemployed, and I lost the job. It's been almost 4 months now, and I've been practically bedridden, paralyzed. I did a few things. I worked on my camper, I worked on my truck, some other stuff, but mostly I've just been paralyzed and just feeling like I can't think. I'm all foggy. I just am having a really hard time getting back on my feet this time. But I feel like I'm gearing up. I'm getting back to some praying, getting back to eating good, trying to just, make some little adjustments, get my sleep going on. But I just am clueless about what to do for work again, or how to get my life back on track. I'm just here completely lost again. So I don't know if anybody's got any thoughts, any ideas for me, or just wants to comment. I was thinking about a comment that was left on a couple videos back where the guy said I was moaning, and I know I've felt sorry for myself a lot, and I've been kind of a moaning crybaby and complaining, but I want to try to get positive, get back in a better headspace, and just try again, just try starting over again. And, well, that's all I have for today. Leave me a comment or a message if you want to, please.